Something extraordinary unfolded in the studio. Something so unexpected that even Bradley Walsh, known for handling every wild twist imaginable, found himself blinking in disbelief. The lights were bright, the audience was buzzing, and what began as an ordinary episode of The Chase was about to become a story fans would replay again and again. The contestant who stepped forward that day wasn't the loudest in the lineup, nor the most dramatic. Their confidence didn't scream for attention, but it glowed in a calm, quiet kind of way. They introduced themselves with a shy, almost playful smile, and Bradley raised an eyebrow, already sensing this would not be a typical round. There was something charming about the contestant's energy, warm, quick-witted, and unexpectedly magnetic. Even the camera seemed to lean closer. Bradley began with his usual jokes, but instead of getting flustered, the contestant fired right back with humor so sharp and effortless that the audience instantly loved them. One comment had Bradley stepping back, laughing so hard he had to wipe his eyes. It wasn't the kind of banter he expected, but it was exactly the kind that lights up a studio. When the cash builder round began, the atmosphere shifted from playful to electric. Each question came rapid fire, and with every answer, the contestant seemed to gain momentum instead of losing it. Bradley glanced at the screen, then back at the contestant, as if wondering whether they had secretly downloaded the entire encyclopedia into their brain that morning. The buzzer sounded, the number on the board flashed. The audience gasped. Bradley's jaw literally dropped. They had set one of the highest solo cash builder scores seen in ages. It wasn't just impressive, it was historic. Even Bradley jokingly scanned beneath the desk, checking for hidden notes or secret wires, earning another wave of laughter. But the contestants simply shrugged with that same warm smile, like success was just something they happened to trip over. And then the chaser walked in. Eyes narrowed, arms crossed. Even they had heard whispers backstage about the contestant who had somehow turned the quiz into their personal playground. The atmosphere shifted again, dramatic, intense, almost cinematic. It felt like two thinkers stepping into a friendly duel, both armed with sharp minds and even sharper confidence. Bradley introduced them, but something happened that made the whole moment unexpectedly sweet. The chaser complimented the contestant, not in a cheesy way, but in a genuine, respectful tone. It was rare, and the contestant blushed slightly, which sent a ripple of "aww" through the crowd. Bradley immediately pointed it out, of course, because he never misses a chance for fun. The studio burst into laughter again. The head-to-head began. Every question hit like a spark. Every answer felt like a mini firework. The contestant was steady, focused, but still playful enough to toss in a quick joke between questions. Even the chaser cracked a smile at one point, surprising everyone. The contestant wasn't just good, they were charismatic, relatable, and ridiculously fun to watch. Step by step, they moved closer to the final chase. The chaser wasn't making it easy, but the contestant's combination of knowledge and humor created a momentum the studio couldn't resist cheering for. And then it happened. The question that would decide everything. Bradley read it, eyes flicking between the contestant and the chaser. Silence stretched across the studio. It felt like holding breath underwater. The contestant buzzed. Their answer flew out with calm certainty. A heartbeat passed. The board lit up. Correct. Bradley nearly jumped out of his seat. The contestant covered their mouth, the audience erupted, and even the chaser applauded lightly, an extremely rare gesture. It wasn't just a win, it was a moment, a perfect mix of skill, heart, and joyful unpredictability. The final chase was next, but something about this team felt different. The contestant joined their teammates with a confidence that rubbed off on everyone. Even the nervous teammate who had missed half their questions earlier suddenly seemed ready to take on the world. The team had chemistry, supportive, upbeat, almost like a tiny family formed in mere minutes. Bradley delivered the questions with rhythmic intensity. The team answered with a smooth flow that felt almost choreographed. Every correct response pushed them further into record-breaking territory, and every mistake was followed by instant regrouping and clever whispering that made the audience grin. They reached their final total, a number that would demand perfection to beat. The chaser returned, calm but clearly intrigued. The clock began, and something wild happened. The team's pushback game became legendary. Every time the chaser stumbled, the contestant stepped forward, sharp mind, bright smile, and steady voice, locking in answers that pushed the score higher. Bradley shouted in excitement. The audience jumped in their seats, and even the chaser, beneath the pressure, seemed to enjoy the thrill of the chase more than usual. The final buzzer went off. The entire studio exploded in celebration. Bradley yelled so loudly that even the camera shook. Confetti seemed like it should have fallen from the ceiling, even though the chase doesn't use confetti. The contestant looked overwhelmed but joyful, beaming with that same charming glow they had from the beginning. Bradley gave them a playful bow. The chaser offered one more compliment. The teammates hugged each other, laughing and cheering. It wasn't just a win, it was history. A performance that blended intelligence, humor, a touch of sweetness, and unstoppable determination into one unforgettable television moment. The episode ended, but the story didn't. Clips spread online. Fans rewound highlights, sharing comments like, "Best contestant ever," and "Bradley has met his match." Some praised the contestant's skill, others loved their personality, and a few joked that Bradley might need to bring extra water next time because he laughed so hard he nearly cried on national television. In the end, the contestant didn't just win money, they won hearts. Their historic moment became more than a game show victory. It became a story about confidence, charm, quick thinking, and the magic that happens when someone unexpectedly shines brighter than anyone anticipated. And the best part? Viewers couldn't wait to see what incredible moment would happen next. If you enjoyed the journey, sharing it helps others discover the excitement too. There's always another amazing story around the corner. Sometimes funny, sometimes surprising, and sometimes just wonderfully heartwarming. Because moments like this remind everyone watching that even on an ordinary day, something extraordinary can take the stage.